Many children across the UK attend out-of-school settings and activities such as arts, languages, music, sports and religion. Before sending your child to an out-of-school setting, you will need to be confident that your child is in safe hands and in a safe environment. As a minimum, your out-of-school provider should be able to provide you is policies on child protection, safeguarding, health and safety, suitability of staff, as well as policies on governance.
Today we're at the madrasa. We're going to be asking the Stajis some questions in terms of if they're following any government guidelines, how safe they're remaining in this pandemic, because I want to find a madrasa that's safe for my nephew.
I want to send my brother to the madrasa, but I want to make sure that the health and safety guidelines and the safeguarding policies and also the COVID-19 risk assessments are in accordance with the government guidelines. Let's go make sure it's safe for him.
Have staff and volunteers undertaken DBS checks, and how recent were the checks?
All of the staff members, volunteers included, they have to undergo the DBS. Every 3 years we renew that. It's really important for us since they're working with children.
Will there be any other adults present at the time other than the instructor at the centre? If so, will they be there on a regular basis?
Yes, there will be adults who come to pray, and there will also be some people who like to book the centre for weddings.
It's important that no other persons are allowed in the setting who are not DBS checked during the classes. This is especially important if the out-of-school setting is operating within a mosque. Consider carefully whether you want your child to be in an environment with an adult that you do not know.
So what kind of training have the staff had?
The staff's undergone child protection training, first aid, behaviour management, and with recent events they've had the COVID-19 compliance training. We're really grateful to the SFI team who's helped us with that.
May I have a copy of your child protection policy?
Child protection policy, I think we have one somewhere, but I don't know where our chairman put it. But we don't have any child protection issues. We're a very strict madrasa, and we make sure that our children learn and behave.
The provider should be able to give you the child protection policy upon request. The policy should include commitments that, under no circumstances, should any member of staff inflict corporal or emotional punishment on any child.
So who's your designated safeguard lead, and what training have they had?
I'm the designated safeguarding lead, and we received the DSL training as well as training on bullying, physical abuse, sexual harassment, sexual violence, sexting, hazing, online safety, substance abuse. We also covered training on extremism and radicalisation.
My brother has special needs and a disability. What do you guys have in place to cater for that?
Special education needs? We have enough trouble teaching normal children. We don't have the capacity to teach children with special needs.
A child has special educational needs if they have learning problems or a disability that can make it more difficult for them to learn compared to most other children their age. They may have problems with schoolwork, communication or behaviour. It is important that parents ask if the madrasa or out-of-school setting can cater for their child's needs.
My nephew will need help for things like using the toilet or taking medication. What help will there be for him?
We do have support staff that can help with toilet needs, medication. On top of that, we have people who are trained in first aid.
How are you guys securely storing information on my brother? Who has access to it and who are you guys giving it to?
We have a register which we do record the children's attendance, and we share it with the committee members and the teachers and some other bodies, them.
The provider should be able to detail how they store electronic and paper files. If they are storing electronic data, the file should be password protected and encrypted. This information should not be given to other third parties without your consent.
Is my nephew allowed to access the internet unsupervised?
We don't allow access to the internet for students under the age of 13. Those over that age, they'll be able to access the internet, but with child filters in place to protect them.
Do you have a filtering and monitoring system in place on your computers? If so, how are you guys monitoring that?
Children, they use the internet, and we rely on them to use the appropriate websites. We don't let them go on the bad ones.
Your provider should have age-appropriate systems in place. These should filter out inappropriate or harmful materials. For example, fake news, pornography, racist or radical and extremist views, and other chat rooms where adults can pose as children or young adults.
Do you have a COVID-19 risk assessment policy? And if so, could you provide me a copy, please?
Yeah, we've got the risk assessment in place. It covers the COVID-19 situation as well. Here's a copy. Have a read of it.
Have you carried out any COVID risk assessments? If so, may I have a copy?
They are making the 5G to give the coronavirus to everyone. I told you, nobody listened to us. It happened.
Out-of-school providers should carry out risk assessments in accordance with the government guidance and existing health and safety guidance to minimise the potential risk of COVID-19 and ensure that the health, safety, social and education needs of children, families and staff are met as far as possible during this recovery phase.
Thank you.